Hello, everyone. It's a great opportunity that I'm talking about mobile journalism today. And of course, the platform is ICA. And people might be seeing this session in a hybrid mode. There are professors, there are scholars. So, hoping that I'll bring something constructive to the table. So, today, I will be talking about the book that I compiled last year, the MOJO workbook. And let me introduce myself first. I am Professor Dr. Minal Pareek. I'm Dean, School of Art, Media and Design at Sister Nivedita University and also Director Digital Media, Techno India Group. So it's the largest university in Eastern India and we are based in Kolkata. So moving forward, my topic today will be mobile journalism revolution. And keeping that in mind, I had compiled a book, the MOJO workbook, Storytelling Skills for the Smart Generation. So this is the book that I compiled last year. And in fact, there were many scholars. In fact, my own vice chancellor of that time, Dr. Dhrubajyoti Chattopadhay, has also contributed one of the chapters here. And what I speak today and the lecture is about basically on the chapters, which is the contribution of Dr. Dhrubajyoti Chattopadhay and myself. So the area which is laws affecting mobile journalism and features of storytelling and content creation in mobile journalism. A little brief about myself that I've had a very long stint with journalism in real media. So this is a combination of a journey of academician as well as a professional journalist. So thought what would be best than to write on this. And today when everything is concised to mobile, where you are producing, you're writing, you're projecting through mobile, and students and scholars today do not have much text to refer to when it comes to mobile journalism. So this is just one initiative. This is the first workbook, and I'm definitely thinking on working on next series of workbook. So talking about my first slide, it is why MOJO matters. The audiences today demand immediacy, which means that whenever we are trying to cover any news, we need to see the result then and there in front of television. So it is important that how immediately you are writing that news. That importance is there, and that of course is mentioned in the book in chapter 1. News is consumed on mobile devices before television or newspapers. Of course, today, whenever we think of any news, first thing that we do is we open our mobile phones and we want to cross check whether this has happened or not, because it is something that we are carrying all the time. When we are at home, we see television, but I think even when today we are at home, we try to get back to our phones first, mobile phones first, and then television or newspaper or any other medium of communication. MOJO allows journalists to report events in real time. There was a concept called citizen journalism at one point of time, which we studied a lot. Citizen journalism is basically whatever is happening on the spot you are reporting. But the catchline was there that since we are dealing with fake news, we are dealing with a lot of misinformation, disinformation, there is a lot of safety while surfing this news has to be there. So citizen journalism, how safe it is to put it on online, that was the whole confusion on whether we should go more on citizen journalism or not. But with MOJO coming in, it is like when you are with a mobile phone and when you have this MOJO kit, it is easily available to people who are watching it. It reduces production cost while increasing reach. So the production cost is very less. Today you see that I'm sitting in this huge setup where there are lights, where there are 2 cameras, 3 cameras, where there's a PCR and whole setup which is there to go live. But when you have a MOJO kit, you can go live then and there and It is very productive also, and it is cost effective also. It democratizes storytelling by enabling independent journalists, citizen journalists, and local communities to participate in public discourse. What we call is the basic format of interviews, questions, soundbite recordings, or vox pops, which we call in basic journalism, is when we go on ground, we record their testimonials, and through that we come up with stories. So now when you are having a Mojo kit or you're having mobile with you, this becomes very, very easy. The technology infrastructure which is involved with mobile journalism is the 5G networks. It is allowing a very high quality live broadcasting. So when you're trying to broadcast today, since it's 5G, I think internet speed is very high. So editing is very high, uploading is very high, search is very high. Then is cloud collaboration. We are all using cloud space in newsrooms and also in our mobile phones. So therefore, there is a lot of space where you can keep your content and you can work on it. Edge computing improves speed and reduces delay. What news is all about, or what information is all about, how soon you give it back to the audience, or how soon the audience can get the news, whether it is any breaking news which is of human interest, how fast you can reach out to them so that the news reaches to them. It saves them certain times. If there is an earthquake in a city and you break that news in within a second, you're able to save many people who are already there inside house, maybe doing something and they're not aware of such situation, and you can save many lives. So I think that mobile journalism is, of course, very important when it comes to quickness of news. But here again, I'm saying again and again that there has to be a layering of ethical news and safeguarding news. Remote areas also, mobiles are working because today SIM card is available everywhere, internet availability is everywhere, and wherever you have these bands, which are networks, which are there, I think it's their interior also. Storytelling at Mojo. And you can see here that this is the image of what comprises of a Mojo kit. Of course, things can change as per a situation, but these are the apparatus that you can use. These are the tools that you can use when you prepare a Mojo kit. And if you have this, you're all ready to go and capture the news and prepare the news and show the news and give the information to your audience. Here, what things are important? Technology is very important. So somebody who's not very well aware with technology, how to use mobile effectively, of course, would face challenges in Mojo. Stories can now be told using multiple formats within a single narrative experience. So when you cover a news, you can put it on social media. You can put it in social media. You can put it Facebook, Instagram, and then YouTube. And then there are formats. You can share it in video. You can share it in reels. And then again, shorter versions. You can share it in form of posters, just breaking news. So there are ample number of formats that you can go for, looking at how the situation is and how important it is and to which audience you are approaching. If it's a Gen Z audience, of course, your content has to be different. If it is an audience which is of a different generation, your content has to be designed differently, and the format also. The audience no longer just consume stories, they interact with them. Yes, because you have the comment, like, share options, you have the place to express yourself. And that is the reason why that stories become viral and issues become viral and information become viral, because maybe it is of a larger interest and people associate themselves larger for certain reasons. So I think, of course, the interaction is much, much higher, because when you're watching a TV, you can scream, you can interact with people around you when you're sitting and watching, but you cannot get into the system and interact with people who are watching at other places also. But this can be done when it comes to Mojo. transforming content creation in MOJO. So we have multimedia capture, we have mobile editing, and real-time reporting. So these three are very important factors over here. When we are capturing it live, we are editing live in maybe within few minutes, and then we are giving real-time reporting where you can go live from a location and you can give the news, we can give a teaser and then process the story further. Multimedia capture, what we have in hand is modern smartphones which support HD and 4K video. Of course, the terms are very, very, I've used the terms in such way, but I think basic Android phone will also do. Only thing which is challenging is space, because when you're recording and editing, you need a lot of space for that. And professional quality photography is possible using mobile devices. So you do not need very high-end camera to record something of aesthetically of value and aesthetically looking very rich in quality and in thoughts also. You can do it with, I think mobile photography has become very, very popular now. External microphones and audio tools improve storytelling. Yes, this is what something that I would stress on, that in any kind of journalism, whether it's mobile or it's the traditional journalism or any kind of journalism, I think sound is very, very important. What we do is we ignore the sound, but the ambient sound, the record sound, and whatever shoot you are doing, at the end of the day, the sound is very important and everything is based on the sound. So here is something where mobile journalism might face a little issue, because when you're recording directly through camera, you have one input. So when you're recording something, you will also have the ambient sound. So you might need a second source of sound in your mobile tool, which everybody might not use. So that can be a challenge. Journalists can operate independently without large things to carry. And also during reporting of areas which are very sensitive, when you're carrying a boom mic, people might just see and that you're from a news channel, and they might try to suppress you, they might try to stop you, or they might try to influence you. But when you have a MOJO kit, it is very seamlessly, you can enter into the space and cover your story and come back. So these are very sensitive stories, or very high sensitive stories, which is to the public or to the nation. That stories, mobile journalism helps a lot. Mobile editing, the entire stories can be edited on a smartphone, yes, but the space has to be available. So I'm just mentioning the challenges also that you face. Faster production cycle, and that is, this has become a problem also, that whenever you're recording from a phone, you want immediate result. This happens with me, that when my team members are working, if they record something on phone, I just think that they'll deliver it to me probably in a minute or so. But I think that little time you have to give, where they can edit it and they can put that in shape and deliver it. So of course it is quicker than the traditional methods. Immediate publishing from the field. So you're going on the field, you're recording and you're publishing it. So the technology is much faster and the uploading is much faster. Greater flexibility during breaking news situations. So as I told before, that when you are having a breaking news, you do not have the time to look at the quality of video, audio, whatever, and what is important to you, giving the information then and there. So in that case, I think MOJO has helped a lot. So now when you are going for question answer sessions with a MOJO kit, it becomes more interactive, it is more participative. They just feel that they are talking to probably a camera or a human. So because when you are taking this huge camera and you're trying to interview people, they might just get scared and feel that, okay, I'm speaking in front of camera. But when you're taking a MOJO kit or a mobile, I think they are more comfortable, they feel at ease, because and their interaction and question answer is much at ease. Of course, how can we not talk about the artificial intelligence, which is so closely related with mobile journalism. AI is becoming powerful assistant for journalists, AI tool support. This is basically from this, whatever information that I'm giving through my presentation, through my lecture, is based on the book that I've compiled. There might be information which, I can add more or can be added more. So we are working on it. We will come up with workbook 2, 3. This is based on the book that I have compiled. So excuse me if I missed some points or if I've missed any area. So the AI tools where they need support is transcription, translation, fact checking, summarization, and content optimization. I'll just touch a little bit of all that. When you are recording in regional language, transcription is very important because you're addressing to a larger audience there. That automated AI translation is there, that makes the life much easy, and people who are not very comfortable with these translation, it becomes easier and it helps. And fact checking, I've written it on third, but I think the first slide should be fact checking, because when we have so much of information and mobile journalism picking up so drastically everywhere, fact checking is something which is very, very important, with the WhatsApp university being set up where information is being sent within fraction of a second to each one of us, where the reaction is immediate. It is important that we fact check and then we upload. There are many platforms where we can do this fact checking, and this is very important. So whenever we address MOJO to our students, to our scholars, and whenever our professors are talking about this, I think media literacy is very, very important. And in-depth talk of this is very important. There are several platforms which are available in India, and we think that most of the news portals do go for these fact-checking. Content optimization. So whenever you're uploading the content, optimization is very important, that how much people are seeing it, how much they are viewing it, how much the growth is. Also gives you a study that whether whatever you are uploading is reaching out to the audience or not. And if not, what are the areas where you fall short, and you can work on it later on. And the other important factors are, of course, legal responsibilities, because when we are covering stories, we are using a lot of facts. And when it comes to facts, there are a lot of legal facts that come. So as again, I would say fact-checking, media literacy, very important. We are talking about media trial a lot when we talk about journalism. So those are areas where we have to be very, very careful while using mobile as a tool in journalism. Ethical consideration, as we always talk about media laws and ethics. Media, more than media laws, what is important is media ethics. Ethics which journalists or we as media educators have set up. And this is absolutely an individual's model to keep sticking to it and ensure that we follow these media ethics when we are on ground or off the ground. So thank you very much. This was a lecture on the MOJO workbook that I had edited, in fact compiled last year. My first book was on AI for the alpha generation, which we are talking so much about before talking about the Gen Z generation. This is for the younger audience. These are for the younger scholars. These are for the young students who want to study media in the new technology, how the technology is shaping and how we can imbibe that within our education system. So thank you so much for my end.